the Jarrett Stidham-led Denver Broncos were able to pull out a win against one of their division rivals in a meaningless game. So, y'all still did my man Russell Wilson dirty. Hello everyone and welcome to POV. I'm Logan Hansen. Before I get into today's topic, I just want to thank you all for your feedback and receiving comments like this one. But I need to say something about this. I sound silly? Are you kidding? While you're correct in saying that the players on the field do the playing, it is the minds of the coaches to get the player to execute well. When a team performs poorly, who is it that usually falls on the sword? There's a reason coaches get fired after all. To say that the Bills players just magically woke up to play better is absolutely absurd. Sure, the firing of Ken Dorsey could have gotten their attention, but that doesn't mean they now know how to take care of the ball, be more efficient, and have longer time in possession. No, the reason that Buffalo's offense and the Bills as a whole are doing better is Joe Brady. And the team going 5-1 with their only loss in overtime to Philly is proof of that. End of story, point blank, period. Also, make sure to stick around to the end of the episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question. But enough about that and all that ranting. Back to today's topic. Would you bench your star quarterback in the middle of a playoff hunt? That's what the Denver Broncos decided to do as they benched Russell Wilson prior to their game against the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday. While most benchings are done due to poor performance, it doesn't appear that that's why the Broncos are sitting Wilson. According to Wilson himself, Denver approached him to move an injury guarantee in his contract during the team's bye week after the team upset the Kansas City Chiefs. During the conversation, there was a threat made that if he didn't move his injury guarantee date, that he would be benched and inactive the rest of the season. Here's Wilson explaining the situation in his own words.
They came up to me during the bye week and beginning of the bye week on Monday or Tuesday, and they told me that if I didn't change my contract, my injury guarantee, that I'd be, I'd be benched for the rest of the year. And I think we had 9 games left or so. I was definitely disappointed about it, and it was a process throughout the whole week. And, I signed a 7-year deal to, for us to go and play hard, and that's my goal every time I step into the white lines, is give everything I have. I want to be here, I want to play here, I want to be able to win here, I want to win championships here, I want to give my all every week, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the score is, and I want to be the best teammate and leader that I can be.
What's most alarming about this is the timing. At the bye week, the Broncos were riding a 2-game winning streak that helped them raise their record from 1-5 to 3-5. While Wilson wasn't spectacular in either game, the offense was playing better and the team was winning games, which is the most important thing at the end of the day. Wilson would not be benched, and Denver continued to win, eventually stretching the win streak to 5 games and getting many in the media, including myself, to conclude that this team had turned a corner. However, when the calendar flipped to December, the good times in Denver had ended. A 22-17 Week 13 loss to the Texans, where Wilson threw 3 interceptions, was the start. After a convincing 24-7 win over the Chargers in Week 14, the Broncos were outclassed by the Detroit Lions in a 42-17 loss in Week 15. The next week, Denver once again fell, this time to the lowly New England Patriots, despite a fourth-quarter comeback by Wilson and the offense. While Wilson cannot be totally without fault, committing 5 turnovers in those 4 games, if you take away the 3-interception contest against Texans, the numbers don't look nearly as bad. For the most part, it was the defense and the special teams regressing that doomed Denver in those contests. But regardless, Payton and the Broncos decided to move on from Wilson last week, with Payton saying he was doing so to give his team the best chance to win.
Most of you know we made a change at quarterback, and I understand all the speculation and everything that surrounds a move like that. And I could tell you we're desperately trying to win. And sure, in our game today, there are economics and all those other things, but the number one push behind this, and it's a decision I'm making, is to, get a spark offensively. I can just assure you one thing, and honestly, and I've said this to Greg and George a number of times, I'm just interested in winning. And it doesn't matter how. When you do this, for this long of a period of time, it's all you're interested in, because there's nothing like it. And then the other side of it, there's nothing like that either.
While this did happen for Denver on Sunday, it was more due to the opponent they were playing rather than who was under center. To Jarrett Stidham's credit, he didn't do poorly. going 20 for 32 for 224 yards and a touchdown with 0 turnovers. However, Wilson has averaged nearly as many yards and more touchdowns per game, with those numbers going up significantly at home, which this game was. Also, the Broncos only scored 16 points, their lowest total since Week 6, and much lower than their 21.4 average. The offense didn't do much better in many categories, as they finished with the fewest first downs since the Texans game and still went 0 for 2 in the red zone, an issue the team had even with Wilson under center. Adding insult to his position, Wilson still served as the captain for the team, showing just how backwards the thinking is for all the fans to see. Despite the win, Denver was eliminated from playoff contention, which now makes the season a wash. With Wilson on the bench and his relationship with the team likely irreparably damaged, the Broncos will once again jump on the quarterback carousel. This leadership group is clearly a far cry away from those that allowed both John Elway and Peyton Manning to ride off into the sunset despite lower levels of play. And for a team that has had 10 quarterbacks in the 5 years leading up to Wilson, I hate to say #karma, but what you wish for isn't necessarily always what you wanted. For a positive move the Broncos made, check out the recent POV on Jaleel McLaughlin. And finally, here is the answer to the trivia question you all have been waiting for. Until next time, I'm Logan Hanson.